Today we are going over Agora Power Leads, and we have guest speaker today, Ron Tyler from RT Marketing. So about a week or two ago, Ron came to us. We had been kind of keeping for a great lead source. We know obviously in sales having leads and having a client base to kind of call and work off is important. Not everybody needs lead lists, but a lot of people do. So Ron said, hey, I found a great source. Vince looked it over. I looked it over, and it's incredible. We've been talking a little bit about it before we started the recording. So like I said, today we have Ron Tyler, and we're going to go over leads, how it works, what kind of information you can get, what areas, industries, all of that. Sky's really the limit with what lead lists you're able to request and get, and the information that you get back is just incredible. I've never seen leads with that much data. I believe that it was almost 100 different data fields or different columns on the Excel spreadsheet that you get back. It doesn't have to be all that much. Ron will talk about a little bit about that later. There's a form that needs to be filled out, and you can actually select what kind of data that you would like on that lead list. So, Ron, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you. I'm going to go ahead and handle the screen share, and I'm going to jump into the marketplace under Power Leads, and we can start taking a look. The floor is yours.
Okay. Yeah. Keep in mind that I'm not on that, so I won't be able to see what you're doing, but I can certainly talk to everybody about what's going on here. Anyway, I was actually, the way I stumbled into this, I was searching for, a client of mine wanted some leads, and I couldn't find any that were suitable, and the ones I did find were outrageously expensive, so I did bunch of research, talked to a few of my buddies, and found this source. And as Jeremy said, it's pretty amazing. It's super simple to use. When you get to the form, all you do is put in your keywords. So dentist, as an example, city, San Francisco, state, and that's really the parameters for the actual list building process. What it does is it will provide all the business information, website details, and Google Plus data. That's standard on every single one of the searches. And then what you can do is you can drill down. So as Jeremy mentioned, there's like almost 100 fields, and you can check off every box, or if you just were in the reputation business or the video marketing, you could just check off those and it'll bring back that. But as an example, on the reputation, it talks about the bad reviews, how many they've got, where they are. There's just a number of fields that come back populated that gives you incredible information, and I mean really incredible. So you've got a major league competitive advantage immediately when you're using this, because there's also a way for us to send an email out for you. When we send the email out, we can tokenize the email, and in the body of that email, it will actually say, pull up one of their bad reviews and put it right in the email. Have you seen this? Kind of thing. So the combination of the link and this email are pretty powerful. You don't need to use the email. You can do it yourself, and a couple of people that I recently did this for, they're using it for themselves and tweaking it and sending out emails a day, and they're getting results because what they're able to do is pinpoint problems extremely accurately. And when you go in and look, you'll see you can do reputation, SEO. You can pull up deal sites, so you know they're spending money and willing to give discounts. So Groupon and the other major deal sites come up. Does PPC analysis, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So this is kind of like, you know, you could spend a heck of a lot of time doing this, or run a list rather inexpensively. And, you know, I would say, you know, if you had 100 to 300 of these leads, you could work them for a long, long time, because there's so much data and information in there. And I don't think they're being worked that much, just because of the amount of information that's being brought back. It talks about, like in the video part, it tells you how many views they've got on their video, if they have videos, if they have any on their website. It gives you an analytical breakdown that would take you tons of time to figure out. And my whole thing is saving time, and time is money, as they say. But it's really as simple as that. There's not much other complications. It can go pretty much in any niche vertical field. I pulled up some really strange. I did one for somebody that wanted critical care management centers, and found out there's like 138 of them in Austin, Texas, which I didn't know, but gave all kinds of deals. It gives the owner's name, their email, their address, the name of the company. Crazy amount of information comes back. But
yeah, Ron, I was going to pull up that spreadsheet. So one thing I want to point out to everybody here is on the description tab, you'll see click here to download an example of a CSV file that you'll receive. And obviously this is an example. I think we're using chiropractors in the Sacramento area for this example. But if you click on it, down here in your download bar, it'll pop up. I'm going to click on it, and hopefully my screen share still follows with me because I am pulling up a file and not a new browser. So let's open this up and let me know if you guys are able to see it. You guys able to see the Excel file opening?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, as Ron was mentioning, and some of these are collapsed, but you can, open them up to see the full information and all that. But you're looking at the industry, the name of the company, the address, the city, the state, the zip, their website address, the owner's first and last name, what year they started in business, how many employees they have, what their annual revenue is, their email address, if the mobile site load time, how long it takes for their website to load, that's important. If they're having slow load times, maybe we can have a conversation with them about getting a new website built. But I could scroll and scroll. Like I said, there's almost 100. We're into the B's now and getting into the C's, but there is so much information in here. And that's great for us because we've talked about this in previous calls where a majority of our clients, they'll use 2, 3, 4, 5, a half a dozen services depending on what their needs are and what kind of help they're looking for. We do their directory listings, maybe get them a website, do paid traffic, help them with their reviews, their social media. So having this kind of data is just so important to us because our marketplace is full of services that line up exactly with these data fields. If you want to know if somebody's on Facebook or not, well, there's a column right here. Column X, Facebook, yes or no. So we could easily go and talk to that client about you don't have a Facebook presence. It's important to have a social media presence when you're dealing with marketing for your business online. So we could go on and look at all these data fields, but the point is all this data is going to correlate directly into what types of products and services that we have in the marketplace. So it's really easy. You go in with your gun loaded because you already know that they're having a problem with this or they don't exist here. So you'll just know right up front before you even call this person to talk to them about it. And odds are you're probably going to get some interest level there because you know that they're not on Facebook. Obviously, they know they're not on Facebook. And maybe they've been thinking about, doing some sort of social media posting or marketing on social media and just haven't had the time or the resources or couldn't find the right company or the service or whatever the case may be. So we could be lining ourselves right up for just an easy, an easy sale, an easy close on multiple different products and multiple different services. We've talked before on calls that usually, a client can handle, 3 or 4 new services at a time before it might be too much of an overload. So you don't have to take this data and try to sell them everything at one time. You hang on to this data, you get them as a client, right? They're now an active client of yours. Maybe you sold them a video and paid traffic. Well, you can easily go back to them and talk to them about their reviews. So much that we can do here with this data and help these business owners and obviously, make some money for ourselves along the way. Vince, anything that you want to add to that before I put this sheet away and go back to the marketplace?
Yeah, when it comes to data, he's talking about what we can use it for, but there's so many other people out there that can use this. This is something you can sell. There are actually, before, when I did direct mail, we had to buy data, and there's so many companies that need this information, and they sell email lists up to I bought a list of, I think it was 1,500 names of an email list of mortgage brokers, and I paid $2,000 for that list. So when you go out there and you start shopping around and you see how much it costs to get lists, it's very, very pricey. This is something you guys probably even upsell to people for, if you're a marketing company. Another thing too is that, so like I talked to Keith, and he has we have the landing pages. Now, if you're going to use it for Agora, what we're working on doing is you can actually pull up. Jeremy, can you scroll over to the right a little bit? You can actually pull up if they have bad reviews. It'll actually pull up that bad review they have. Keep going way over, Jeremy. You got to go over right there. See, right there, Google bad reviews. If you open that up, it'll actually show you what the bad review is too, and you can actually put that in an email. We're going to be putting some campaigns together, and I talked to guys over at Sotellus, but they're running stuff like this, and they picked up over 100 clients. If this right here is a no-brainer, you send someone an email and you say, hey, we looked at your online presence, you have bad reviews. Actually, here's one of your bad reviews. We can help you with this. You're going to get response, and you're going to get a lot of response. That's why this is powerful. That's just one thing. You can use it for SEO, all types of different things. Ron, what were some of the stuff that you were using? You said SEO, and one thing we didn't talk about also is email campaigns. And so when you're doing an email campaign, you're actually going to pull from one of these fields over here. Ron, can you kind of explain that?
Yeah, I mean, when you do an email campaign, our thinking is you don't want to muddy the waters with, hey, you got lousy SEO, you don't have YouTube. So we focus on just one. We lead with one. So with all these boxes that you can check, you can lead with one. And with an email campaign, what you're doing is we've got pretty precise email campaigns that have something called tokens in them. So we can tokenize the email and put, so instead of Dear Sir, it would say Dear Bob. We noticed your business, put the name of the business in the email, that you had some bad reviews. It'll pull up the bad reviews. You tokenize that part of it. And, the fact that we can help. And if you were using Sotellus, I don't know if I'd name that directly, but there are all kinds of creative ways to use these emails that have been tested extensively, and they're getting calls, they're getting results, and it's, you can do a follow-up email if you want when people respond. I mean, one of the things in the email campaign that's interesting is when somebody opens the email, you get a notification that they just looked at your email. So that could be a really powerful way. And in the notification, it gives you their phone number and their email address. So you could immediately call them if you wanted, or send another follow-up saying, geez, notice you just opened our email, blah, 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 and kind of go from there. But lots of ways that you can use it, get creative, and, think a little outside the box, how you can touch somebody multiple times. And I think these leads are, I was telling Vince earlier today that I pulled up 2,400 leads in the last 30 days for people. And I think the value was like $7,800 if you were to buy them from a list broker. We could talk about that. Ours are, a whole lot less expensive. But what it goes to show you is it's providing value, and, in business, anything you can get a value proposition on, it's a good deal. But these leads are powerful, and, I've used leads like Vince, and I've never seen so much information come back. It's kind of like mind-blowing, actually. You could sit there and just keep watching this stuff and go, wow.
Yeah. It really is. I'm just sitting here, I have the sheet up still, and I'm looking at Facebook posts. So it tells you how many posts that they have. So some of these chiropractors have 0 posts. They've never posted anything on Facebook. So there, right there, tells you that they need some help with their social media. They've never posted before. They may not even have a Facebook page. I'd have to go scroll back and look to see if they have a Facebook page and see if that matches up with the Facebook post being 0. That would make sense. If they don't have a page, they're not posting. But if they do have a page and they're not posting, that just means they don't have the time, the know-how, what to post. So it's great to talk to them about some social media management. YouTube views. You got one client right here that's got 15,000 YouTube views. Okay, so they obviously have videos and they're getting a lot of views, but then you see up here there's some zeros. Well, that's also a good conversation you can have with chiropractors about their competition. Chiropractor, Dr. Z has no video marketing efforts going on. He's got no videos, but his competition, does. They have 15,000. So it's actually good information to have when you on their competition too. You can tell them, hey, your competition's doing this. You're not. You want to jump in and get some of the action, get some of those clients that they're getting from their video marketing efforts or from their Facebook posts. So lots of conversations to be had. You can go in all different directions. We would say this is a door opener, and I feel like this is a multiple door opener here. You got lots of different doors, no matter which one you want to open first. So I'm going to close that down. I'm going to go back on over. I just want to make sure everybody understands that, too. When you click here, it's not going to pop up a new tab. It's going to automatically download to your computer. This is just the example sheet so you guys can kind of take a look at the availability of data. You don't have to select all of that data if you don't want to. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the form right now that we fill out. If you guys decide to purchase leads or you have clients who are in need of leads, this form needs to be filled out, and you can actually specify right here what information that you want. So if you don't care anything about the Facebook or YouTube, it's not really, doesn't fall in line with what your sales efforts are or what your clients' efforts are, then there's no reason to make this spreadsheet any bigger than it needs to be. So you can just click on which ones that you want. Pretty basic form, keyword, meaning like chiropractor or orthodontist, those types of things, right? The industry, the city and the state, a comment section, what information you want, and you hit submit. Pretty simple, straightforward, easy to fill out. It should only take maybe 30 to 60 seconds to fill that out. Pricing. Ron was talking about, the cost, and Vince brought it up. 1,500, or he got a list back when with 1,500 leads, paid $2,000. So here's what the pricing looks like for the power leads. 100 leads, $50. So it's 50 cents a lead basically. 200 leads, $90, 45 cents a lead. So the way it's structured is the higher the quantity, the less the cost is per lead. So when you get up to 500, you're looking at $175, and that comes down to 35 cents a lead. If you or any of your clients want more than 500 leads, we have a package for 100, 2, 3, and 500. If there's anything needed more than 500, just give us a call, and we'll actually get some special pricing. We'll call Ron, and we'll work out a special deal for pricing, anything beyond 100. And then Ron was also talking about the email campaign, one-time charge of $37 to put together, take all those leads that were just purchased and email all of those leads in one shot with whatever the message is, whatever the offer is that you're trying to get that door to open with. Take a quick little pause here, and Vince, if you have any comments, I kind of wanted to open up for questions as well, see if we have any questions so far.
Yeah, let's open up to questions for anyone out there, and I will see if anyone. But this is really exciting, especially when I've been dealing with leads for years, and this is also going to really help Agora turn a corner. We're looking at doing a lot of lead generation using this program, and when you can get this much data on a client, especially, what's exciting, how we're going to do it, and I would advise you guys on the call, is go after the low-hanging fruit, which is the ones with bad reviews. They already know it, and when you show it, they go, yeah, and you have a solution, and then we're creating some landing pages also with Sotellus, but to drop over and lead them to a landing page, they're already getting tons of results. So it minimum. So like if you were just to blast out to like let's say 500 chiropractors, right? But if a whole bunch of them already had good reviews, well, that probably wouldn't be a really strong campaign for you because you haven't narrowed it down. But when you can narrow it down to the ones that have bad reviews, now your chance of conversion is a lot hotter. Now with Agora, what's exciting is that if you bring them in the door on reviews, we have trained everyone here how to upsell, do the paid traffic, how to do. We've been going back recently and just going back to existing clients and upselling them with these products right here, with paid traffic, landing pages. Jeremy just closed a landing page and a paid traffic campaign today. I've got multiple people coming in. When you tie all this together with the landing pages, this is very, very powerful. A lot of the business owners can use it. You guys can use it, and it's very, very affordable. And also the commissions on here are pretty good. It's a really nice commission. So let's go ahead and open this up. Are there any questions for anyone out there? Have any questions on this? We'll open it up.
Of course. Of course we have questions.
Hey, Gene.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, Gene. How are you?
I may have missed it. One of the boxes to check for when you're trying to select was reputation. What does that mean?
What it's going to do is pull up the reviews, bad reviews, check all their...
Got it. Okay. All right. And then there's you can do an email campaign that's got a one-time fee. What's involved with the email campaign?
What we do is we email all the leads that have emails, obviously. And not everyone will return an email, but we can refine that and bring it down so that we get nothing but good leads with emails. That's one of the things that we do. But the email campaign is a letter or an email that's put together that's tokenized, so we can go in and pull the data right off the CDS file and insert that. So if we said, geez, have you seen this bad review of yourself, instead of just talking about a bad review, it'll actually put the bad review in the email. So that's what the campaigns can do in a number of things. If it says you have no videos, it'll talk about that. But I've got about 6 scripts that are pre-done that we send out. We haven't put those in the back yet. This is kind of new, but those are things that we can do.
Just one email is going to go out then? The campaign is one email going out?
Yeah, and what happens is you actually get notified when they've opened the email and whatever. I mean, if you want to do follow-up emails, we'd have to talk about that. But personally, what we've done so far is we send out the lead email, then we get people that are interested, and we personalize it and go from there. So we're sending the follow-up emails, not through the system, but individually.
Okay. So the lead email and one follow-up email.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the one thing you don't want to do, this is, you don't want to send like 20,000 of these things out at once, I wouldn't think. You might get overwhelmed and probably lose the value of the whole thing. So if it was the way we've been doing it, starting small and just building up, seeing how to manage it and kind of go from there. If you got a lot of responses and you didn't get back to people for days, that probably is not going to work.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can play it too. If anybody opts in to do the email campaign portion of it, you could send out that email. Let's just say, hypothetically, right, you get a lead list for your local area. I'll just say Sacramento or Folsom, right? Vince is in Folsom. So Vince had a list of orthodontists in Folsom, Sacramento area. That email could get sent out, but then it's also local. You could go in there personally and just say, hey, sent you an email last week. Just wanted to follow up on that. Did you get my email? I was emailing you about the fact that you have some bad reviews. I have a system that can actually help you get rid of those bad reviews and increase good reviews. Something like that. There's lots of different ways that you can play this. It doesn't have to be local. I know that you're in Iowa, so if you wanted to get a lead list and Texas or Florida, Georgia, wherever you want, it doesn't matter. But if you did it locally, you could follow up in person as well on top of that email, which I think would be good. That's how I would play it personally. But
well, one other thing is when you get notification that they've opened your email, not only do you get their email, but you also get their phone number. So it saves a little bit of time of trying to dig around back through the list to figure it out. But it's all in the email.
And,
any other questions out there? And while someone's talking, you can type them in like you guys normally do. But yeah, this is exciting. This is a very, very powerful product. Companies are looking for leads. They're looking for getting emails out there. Email is one of the highest sources of conversion, more than even other forms of advertising out there. It just has high conversion. When you can dial in the data and you can personalize it to them and you actually show like personal information that's going on the internet, that's going to be very, very game changer. When I did direct mail, we would get, we would tell our clients if they didn't get at least a 1% response that we would do the next one for free. But they would end up a lot of times getting a 3% response, and that was with the mortgage industry. And so, for instance, we'd send out 5,000. Someone would spend about. Here's actually a true story. One of my clients spent about $2,000 to send out 5,000 mail pieces, and she ended up making $50,000 out of off the leads she got out and the deal she closed on it. So she took in, cost her $2,000, she made $50,000. Man, she had every one of her friends calling me. I mean, I had people left and right calling me wanting to do that, and I made tons of money just getting leads and providing sources. So not only can this help you with whatever you're doing, this is also something that many business owners you can help with for just tons of different reasons, especially marketing companies. But this data is really powerful because you're getting, you can isolate, right in a region, an area. If you want to just target chiropractors, you get really specific. Anything else out there? Any other questions?
Vince, I might tell a little story. I did one for a very, very specialized niche in Houston. There's only 81 businesses that did it, and we did it all around Houston. And the person I did it for, he got 17 leads out of the 81, but it's a very, very small little niche, and we had a really great email and offering for them. But that's not probably typical, but that's an idea of what did happen with a real live client.
Exciting. Yeah, so Jeremy walked through all the tabs here, and, this is a very simple thing, but very, very powerful, very game changer. So for those of you that are not on the call, we look forward to processing these leads. I've already got people looking at this. This is going to be a very big deal for Agora and for those involved with it. So, Ron, thank you. If there's no other questions, Jeremy, anything you want to finalize it with?
No, I mean, I think we covered quite a bit there. I just want to kind of end with this. I mean, the possibilities are endless with what can be done with these leads. Personally, if anybody listening to this call or on the phone live, wants to, buy some leads, great. But business owners that you're working with right now, too, like Vince says, data is very, very important and crucial for business owners. So this is something very, very exciting that we can go and talk to our business owners about, too, for them to get leads because they have their own marketing efforts. And a lot of the times we're aware of what their marketing efforts are because we're the ones partnering with them to take care of a lot of those marketing efforts, pay traffic, so on and so forth. So I just want to say we talked about a few different possibilities, how much data is there. We barely even scratched the surface of what can be done with the lead source, and I'm just really excited. So thank you everybody for coming on the call today, and anybody listening to this recording in the future. We are looking to grow with you guys and to help the business owners succeed. So thank you all very much.